kilometers. So it means about the same size as Denmark, but we have only 1.3 million of us living here. So quite a small population, only 1.3, and less than 1 million of this population speaks Estonian. So in Estonia we are speaking Estonian, but we have still quite a big Russian-speaking community here, roughly 20% of our population. Then in Estonia, now we are using euros, so it's very easy, you don't have to change money. And in most of the shops you can pay with the credit cards, so it's very easy. Quite often people are asking that will I manage with English? Then I can say yes, in the city, don't worry, you can ask in English and everyone, I mean most of the people will understand, at least the younger part of the generation. But now we are out from the port area, and in front of us we'll see already the old town, so you can see that it is very, very close. And the round tower that you see in front of us quite soon on your right hand side, the name of this tower is Fat Margaret. And Fat Margaret was one of the cannon towers during medieval times, and nowadays it is used as a maritime museum. Then on our right you'll see a tall church. The name of this church is St. Olaf's Church, and St. Olaf's Church during medieval times it was the highest building in the world. Not anymore, of course, but now it houses a Baptist congregation. Then right now we are basically driving on a line between the old town and the modern part of the city. The old town stays on our right hand side and the modern part of the city will stay on our left. If you look now on your right, you'll see a building with a grass roof. So this is called a bastion, and it used to be a defense building. So those kind of bastions, they were added next to the town wall, and the idea was that on the bastion you could easily place the cannons, and inside the bastion there were tunnels which were used to transport gunpowder and weapons from one place to another, and if you didn't want anyone to see that, that's why you used those tunnels. Now on our right hand side is one park, and after the park on the right is a yellow house with the white columns, and this is a Russian cultural center. So this is the place where after the walking part of the tour we'll meet our bus. So a brief overview of our tour. First of all, we'll drive to the upper part of the old town and we'll start the walking part of the tour. We'll spend in the city roughly 3 hours. 12 o'clock we have a coffee break, which is included, so you can rest a bit, enjoy coffee, tea and pastry. Then during these 3 hours we'll make one shopping stop for 30 minutes, and about 1:30 we'll come back to the bus. We'll meet the bus over here and we'll start the bus tour. With the bus we'll drive out from the city center, we'll see the Kadriorg area, that's the place where we have a nice walk in the park, Kadriorg Park, and we'll drive to Pirita area to see the Pirita Monastery and Olympic Village, which is in the same area. And we'll be back in the port about 3 o'clock. If you now look on your left hand side, then this is Hotel Viru, which was built on 1970s. On your right hand side is the main street in the lower old town. This is the Viru street and the Viru gates over there. On our left is another park. This is Tammsaare Park. And after the Tammsaare Park, on your left hand side, you'll see a yellow building with a green roof. So this is our opera and ballet theatre called Estonia. And the next building on our left is another theatre. This is our drama theatre. So I can say that theatre is very, very popular in Estonia, and the good thing is that tickets are tickets have quite a reasonable price. So something around 15 euros per ticket. So that's why quite often it is quite hard to get the tickets to the place because they are just sold out. So Estonians, we love theatre. In front of us we'll see already a yellow church with a green roof. Quite soon it will be on your right hand side, and the name of this church is St. John's Church. And St. John's Church is a Lutheran church with a working active congregation. So Lutheran is the main religion in Estonia. The second biggest religion in Estonia is Russian Orthodox because of the Russian-speaking community. Why I say Russian-speaking community is because there are not only Russians. There are people from Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, and so on. So roughly we can say that the Russian-speaking community is going to Russian Orthodox Church, and Estonians, if we are religious, we are going to Lutheran Church. All the old churches in Tallinn, they used to be Catholic churches before, but after the Reformation they were turned to Lutheran. So we have some Catholic churches, but all the Catholic churches are now in new buildings. So all the old churches are Lutherans. On your right hand side, this is our Liberty Square, and we have a statue over there with a cross on top. This is dedicated to our Liberty War in the beginning of 20th century. In front of us there is another church. This is Charles Church, a Lutheran church, and the Charles Church is built from limestone. So we have a lot of buildings which are built from limestone, especially in the old town, in the lower old town you'll see quite many of them. And why limestone is because northern Estonia stands on a limestone cliff. So that's why we have been using a lot of limestone as a building material. And limestone is one of our national symbols, so it's our national stone, the limestone. The national bird is barn swallow, and the national flower is cornflower. So those are our national symbols. But now we are driving already uphill, so it means that we are quite soon arriving to the upper part of the old town and will start our walking part of the tour. So take everything you need for your next 3 hours in the city, take those with you. Even though Tallinn is a very safe city, I still have to mention that unfortunately where are tourists, there are some pickpockets. So please pay attention to your belongings. I know I'm short, but I'm making my best to stand out with my orange sign. So let's try to stay all together and let's try to be on time always. Then we can enjoy the time in the city, and we will visit, at first we will visit the upper old town, and then all together we go to the lower old town and have a nice coffee break over there. Okay, so here we are.